Young people are also questioning what the youth of 1976 were fighting for. They're still fighting for the same thing these days. Well, unemployment, huge problem at the moment, all-time high at over 66%, especially youth unemployment. The economy is struggling. We got hit by COVID-19, and now there seems to be little hope of new job opportunities. So just how hopeful does our youth of today actually feel? Pule Letshwiti-Jones been speaking to a few youngsters in and around Johannesburg. He joins us now. Hello to you. Pule, good to have you speaking to the youth as well. And there isn't much to be hopeful for. I'm trying to be positive, but if I was a youngster growing up in today's economy, I wouldn't feel very hopeful either.
Well, morning, Gareth, and that's the the aim I tried to take was in thinking about this assignment yesterday, thinking about how can I get young people who are actually vibrant and implementing projects which can speak to the challenges affecting this country. Like you've mentioned, the youth unemployment rate sitting just over 60%, and the economy hasn't seen a growth within the past decade, and these are some of the challenges that have caused social illnesses such as unemployment in society, and eventually leading to some of the young people going into the route of taking drugs, amongst other issues such as crime as well. I mean, throughout the country, when we do some of these stories, you speak to them, and one can get a sense that some young people have actually given up in life, and there isn't any other way. They feel as though they've been neglected, and they feel as though there are other things that they can do which does not speak to their growth. I'm going to speak to one of the guys from Dlalisa Moyeni who have projects running to train and educate young people in disadvantaged communities as well. Mr. Skosana, thank you very much for joining us on eNCA this morning. Now, we've been assigned to speaking to young people as well, but particularly as to how we can fight the surge of having employment, assisting young people with skills, much more importantly, and of course uplifting them in communities as well. What are some of the things you guys do to actually speak to some of those challenges?
Morning to you and all the eNCA viewers. We are having a very serious crisis and challenges in South Africa, especially about jobs and opportunities. What we are trying to do as the Dlalisa Moyeni Foundation, we want to start at grassroots level, where we run projects, but we start young boys at the age of very young, from grade 11. We start programs in schools where we mentor them, because we teach them life skills and also trying to find a pathway of what they want to do with their lives, and more especially because now we cannot program and teach kids to go to school and work. Now the solution must be on ourselves and develop them about business, that they can also start their own business so that they can develop themselves other than depending on government. But there will be those who want to, we are not made the same. There will be those who want to study and be academics and so forth. We're also helping them and connecting them to the right channels as well.
Do you think there's a way forward? Do you think government has turned a blind eye to this situation for far too long? Yesterday, my colleague JJ Tabano was speaking to other group of community members, and one guy raised a point to say that we have an issue of critical skill shortage in most of our communities, and also business entrepreneurial skills, which could speak to employing young people as well in this country.
I believe so. I mean, if there's those programs that the government is there, people don't know about it. I'm saying that, especially on this day, June 16, where the struggle and the march must be different, is to say young people must get access to information, know about these programs if the government have them. But I'm also saying that it's not enough to look at the government. It's time now that we look at ourselves and look what we can do and how we can help the government. And if the government wants to be involved, they find us on the way, because we need to start the time where we actually develop ourselves and develop our young people for the better future.
Thank you very much for joining us on eNCA this morning. I'll be with you just after this to chat more about some of your programs. Gareth there, Mr. Skosana from Dlalisa Moyeni, saying that we need to, young people need to have access to more information as to how they can join some of these projects and ensure that they can move forward, and that government will then get them halfway, that we don't have to rely on the government, but it's high time that we fend for ourselves, that we move forward and ensure the implementation of the right programs to challenge some of these issues affecting our communities, such as youth unemployment.
Yeah, I think it's a big point that's been made by your guest as well. There are programs that are around. There's lots of them. I just wonder how well publicized they are, how well the youth know, or how much the youth know about these programs that are available. Perhaps we can pick that question up again a little bit later. Pule Letshwiti-Jones, thank you very much as well, joining us this morning with our continued focus on June 16th, Youth Day, of course, here on eNCA and around the country.